Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. At least 12 people have been reported dead due to the onslaught of severe tropical storm Christine. Of that number, 11 are from Region 5 or Bicol region, according to the NDRRMC. Meanwhile, 4 people were reported injured and 7 others are missing. Over 494,000 families, or around 2.3 million persons, were affected. A severe tropical storm Christine maintained its strength while it is moving away from the Philippine area of responsibility. And now let's get more updates about this from our mobile journalist Francis Orsho, who joins us live this morning. Francis, where is Christine right now, and are we expecting more heavy rains this Friday?
Yes, Pauline, based on all the available data from Pag-asa, itong ang sentro or mata ng severe tropical storm Christine ay nasa layo ng 125 kilometers sa may kanluran niya ng Bacnotan, La Union. Pero sa ngayon nga nakikita natin yung track and nitong pagkilos ng bagyo ay papalabas na ng Philippine Area of Responsibility by afternoon this Friday at tuloy-tuloy yan nalalayo patungong West Philippine Sea hanggang sa mga susunod na araw. At sa ngayon, kung makikita ka natin dito rin sa Metro Manila ay nagkakaroon ng mga thunderstorms at mga pag-ulan dahil pa rin yan or associated dito sa mga track or extension ng severe tropical storm Christine. At saka natin yung patuloy na pag-ulan, lalo na rin dito sa may western part ng Central Luzon at ng Southern Luzon, pati na rin dito sa may Visayas dahil nga doon sa malawak na kaulapan ng sakop nitong Bagyo Christine. Pauline.
Okay, Francis, ano-anong mga lugar ba ang nasa ilalim pa rin ng mga storm signals?
Yes, Pauline, sa ngayon marami pa rin yung mga lugar na nakataas sa signal number 2 or tropical cyclone wind signal. Kabilang dito ang probinsya ng Cagayan, ang Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Benguet, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union at Pangasinan. Kabilang din dito ang Bulacan, ang Metro Manila, ang Aurora, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, ang Bataan, Pampanga.
Okay. Francis, pero today pa rin ba inaasahang aalis nga itong si Severe Tropical Storm Christine sa Philippine Area of Responsibility? Kasi may mga report din na baka daw bumalik. Tama ba yun? Bumalik pa si Christine dahil sa LPA na minomonitor ng Pag-asa ngayon na malapit din sa PAR?
Yes, Paulino. Ito nga nakikita nating posibilidad na pagbalik ng severe tropical storm Christine. Although ito nga kung isasabihin lang din natin na mamayang hapon yung inaasahang paglabas nitong mata ng bagyo sa Philippine Area of Responsibility. And by Sunday up to Wednesday, nakikita natin yung pagpihit nga or yung movement nitong mata ng bagyo pabalik sa Philippine Area of Responsibility. Paliwanag ng ating mga eksperto from Pag-asa dahil ito dito sa epekto ng bagyo na nasa India dahil kasi nagkakaroon ng high pressure area. Kaya yung movement nitong bagyo ay hindi kumbaga taliwas siya doon sa pagkilos ng bagyo na nandoon din sa malapit sa Indian Ocean. At ito namang isang nakikita pang bagyo sa labas ng Philippine Area of Responsibility sa may silangang bahagi ng Southeastern Visayas ay nag-upgrade na. At sa ngayon nga, according sa Japan Meteorological Agency, nasa tropical storm na itong bagyo na nasa labas ng PAR at inaasahan nating papasok naman sa ating bansa sa darating na linggo. At yung tinatawag natin na Fujiwara effect, Pauline, dahil dito sa dalawang pagkilos ng bagyo na malapit sa isa't isa, magkakaroon sila ng interaction. Sabi ng Pag-asa, itong Fujiwara effect ay nangyayari kapag yung dalawang malakas na sama ng panahon ay magkalapit in less than 1,400 kilometers at parehas silang nasa intensity na more than tropical storm category. At makikita nga natin yan by Sunday up to Monday ay magkakaroon ng malapit na interaction itong dalawang sama ng panahon, Christy or Pauline.
Oo. So Francis, parang titingnan pa kung talagang yan yung mangyayari, yung pipihit nga ba si Christine. Pero kung mangyari nga itong Fujiwara effect na sinasabi mo, matinding pag-ulan ba yung o pinsala rin yung dadalhin nun? Kasi dalawang weather disturbances yun eh.
Yes, Paulino, considering na malawak din yung radius ng dalawang bagyo na ito kasi nakikita rin natin yung lawak at laki nitong bagyo na nasa labas ng Philippine Area of Responsibility. At oras nga na makapasok ito sa linggo ay papangalanan at bibigyan ito ng local name na Leon.
Okay.
At kung makapasok na ito sa PAR at habang meron ding papalapit na Bagyong Christine muli dito sa ating PAR, magkakaroon ng malalakas na pag-ulan, especially sa may western and eastern section ng northern Luzon or ng Luzon landmass dahil dito malapit yung dalawang sama ng panahon sa ating bansa.
Okay, kailangan paghandaan yan. But for now, maraming salamat para sa update na yan. That was mobile journalist Francis Orsio. Well, classes at all levels and work in government offices are suspended in the entire Luzon Island today due to severe tropical storm Christine. Aside from Luzon, classes in Pinamalayan, in Rizal, in Occidental Mindoro are also suspended today. Several domestic and international flights were also canceled due to the storm's threat. And the list of canceled flights today are being flashed on your screen. Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, the COMELEC has released the names of party list nominees for the 2025 polls. The poll body says a petition to cancel the nomination against any party list nominee may be filed within the next 5 days. And in business world, the national government's budget deficit widened to 273.3 billion pesos in September. This as revenues and expenditures posted double-digit growth according to the Bureau of the Treasury. Samantala, nakapag-develop ang UP Manila ng isang gamot na kaya raw kontrahin ang diabetes. Ang pangunahing sangkap nito, ampalaya. At para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, Denise Valdesancho.
Kadalasang kinaayawan ng ampalaya dahil sa taglay nitong pait. Ngunit wag daw itong ismulin dahil nakatutulong daw ito kontra diabetes.
Kanin, soft drinks, dessert, hilig nating mga Pinoy yan. Kaya naman di na nakakapagtaka na dumarami pa ang may diabetes dito sa bansa. Pero kung anong tamis ng mga yan, singpait naman ang gamot na dinevelop ng grupo ng researchers mula University of the Philippines, Manila. Yan ang ampalaya na dati pang pinaniniwala ang nakapanggagamot ng iba't ibang uri ng sakit. At ito raw mismo ang dahilan kung bakit may ganitong pananaliksik.
Actually, it's a decade in the making. What sparked the study is yung talagang goal of the National Integrated Research Program on Medicinal Plants, which is to be scientifically validate the folkloric uses of the medicinal herbs that was used by our ancestors.
Ang ampalaya, may mga active ingredients kabilang ang momordicin na nakapagpapababa ng glucose levels sa katawan at nakakatulong panlaban sa diabetes.
Since alam naman natin na it's a lifestyle disease, so alam naman natin na with our changing lifestyle, so tumataas din yung prevalence ng diabetes disease in the country nowadays.
Mula rito, ang goal daw nila ay makadevelop ng safe, effective at affordable na herbal medicine.
It is natural, it is homegrown, diba? Kasi ini-empower din natin yung ating mga farmers, yung ating local pharmaceutical companies. So it is high time that we develop our own product.
Safe na safe din daw itong inumin dahil wala itong side effects. Pero ano ba ang kaibahan nito sa mga nakikita nating herbal supplement?
No, so when we say it's already in herbal medicine, it can have a therapeutic claim. So, unlike for herbal supplements, diba, nilalagay nila na no therapeutic claim because it was not validated yet using your clinical trials.
Sa ngayon, nasa proseso pa rin ang UP Manila ng paghahanap ng makaka-partner upang ma-commercialize na ang ampalaya herbal medicine.
Minsan nga naman talaga, better is better lalo na kung diabetes ang pag-uusapan. Kaya naman mga kapatid, make better lifestyle choices habang kaya pa at habang maaga pa. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
Nearly 25 million voters in the U.S. have already cast their votes through in-person early voting or mail-in ballots. That figure is according to tracking data from the election lab at the University of Florida. Several states, including the battlegrounds of North Carolina and Georgia, set records on their first day of early voting last week. The strong early turnout comes as Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump remain neck and neck. And both candidates are ramping up efforts to pull the few remaining undecided voters to their side. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.